Welcome back. Thank you for watching this program. We are starting on the employee. We have had expectations of the employer. When I come into work for you, hey, my expectations are many. I'm having a world in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a great place. I'm looking forward to have great experience.
Yeah.
And if possible, to serve in that organization for a long time.
Yeah.
So what are some of the employees' expectations?
I believe the very key is, at the very minimum, give me the tools I need to do the job.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
just empower me to do the job. And I'll start with the very small things that we might think do not affect the employee.
Yeah.
Like I said, I need to print a document. Do I know where to do that? You know,
Yes.
if I come in the morning, say I'm currently working with SMEs, so I'll use them as an example. Do I know where I can get the keys to the office if I need to do that? You know, very small things. Empower me to do the job. Give me the necessary tools. If it's a computer I need, you know, it's very key in me delivering on my duties.
Yes.
And also information. Information is also a very powerful tool in the workplace.
Yes.
If I need something, do I know who to go to? Will they be willing to share the information that I require?
Yes.
Or is it a situation whereby things will be stalling simply because I need access to certain information that have not been given? So I believe for me as an employee, those are very two key expectations. You know, empower me to do the job and let me have access to the information I need. Yeah.
That is very key, because most of the time you can come in, and I've seen this happening at workplaces.
Yeah.
You come, you have a desk, you're seated there, you look lost.
Yeah.
You're lost, and it's your first day.
Yeah.
You can imagine how it comes to me as an employee, and I'm stuck. I'm just asking myself, is this the right place to be? So I expect to be given information. This is the time you come in, this is the time you go out, this is lunch hour, this is where you get this and this. Should you have, I want to ask something, this is who you should ask.
Yeah, this
Such
is your
things.
go-to person.
Also induction bit. Talk about induction for a new employee.
So ideally, in a workplace, having an employee getting lost on day one is something that shows gaps here and there, because that's the day now we should be doing the induction.
Yes.
Happy that you've brought that in. You know, that's the day we should be waiting for them in the morning. We know they're coming in, and we will walk them through all the processes, you know, just show them this is the storeroom, this is this and this, this is where, you know, that's basically what should be done on day one.
Yes.
You know, and after that, say going into day two, you can also walk them into other departments, just let them have a feel of what is happening in the organization across all other areas, just so that they can also understand the holistic view of the entire company. So that's how I'll structure the induction ideally, and not have that employee come in on day one and be stranded and they really do not know where to start.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, the first day of employment matters a lot for the employees.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Because that is what, any first impression matters a lot.
Yeah.
Because the moment you hit a stone, you hit a snag,
Yeah.
your journey is never smooth. It doesn't look smooth to you.
Yeah.
Even if there's a lot of promises, you're looking forward to great things, there's a lot of expectations, or maybe the money is just too much.
Yeah.
But when you hit a snag the first day, you start asking yourself questions.
Yeah,
So it is
that's
important for us to ensure that when they come in, my expectation is I be clearly shown what is expected.
Yeah.
I be clearly shown this is the way.
Yeah,
Follow
that's
this.
true.
Yeah, the other thing that I'm thinking about, when I come in as an employee, is my first day. And there are many people within the organization, for example. That introduction, I may not get to know everybody the same. But that understanding during induction, that this person does this. Should you require this from this person? This is what is required. So I expect for me, let people know, let me know people, let people know me, let people get to understand who I am. Let me have some interaction. We have seen when people going to an extent of this employee, because they came in, being taken the first day out for lunch. Normally we don't go for lunch, but today, this is the first person. We have seen other people also putting even a message, circulating with my photo, very nice. And it's, you know, and if I've come from such a background, then I come and find it's never done. As an employee, my expectation starts fading. I'm like, did I make a mistake leaving the other place?
And what you've said is very key. And when it comes to the employees, I personally feel that employees hold a lot of power when it comes to them making the decision where to work, where not. You know, you decide whether to accept an offer or not. And as HR professionals, we actually even give you a window period, tell you you're free to accept this offer or not. So I believe as an employee, it's also very important to do your homework. You know, just before you get to that first day, it's very important for you to do your homework, just so that you might not know what you're walking into 100%.
True.
But you have an idea of what you're walking into. And also when you get to the point, like you've said, you're wondering, did I really make a good decision? You are empowered to carry the cross. You know, I made the decision, so I might as well follow it through. So you've brought in the angle of also the employee doing their homework, which is very, very key, you know. And we live in an era where information is available in so many places from so many people, you know. We have all these social media platforms that organizations are using to talk about themselves and share a lot. So as an employee, you could also start there, you know, just also go to the website, you'll find the activities. It can tell you a lot about the culture of the company that you're working into. And also that will help you inform your expectations, you know, just so that you don't come in again with very high expectations. And if you had done your homework, you would have known that we would like to offer you that, but unfortunately, we cannot offer you that here. Okay,
now that aspect of expectations, my expectations as an employee versus the expectations of the employer. Sometimes you may find the expectations, they are not balancing. There are some which are higher, others are lower. So how do we come to work together, considering that our expectations may not always align?
So that's a tricky balance, how I look at it. And I'll still go back to the employee, because I believe employees hold a lot of power. You know, by the time you decide to leave the organization you're in to go to another one, you know your reasons, you know why you're leaving. So when it comes to a balance, this is how I look at it as an employee. I've walked in, these are the expectations. Ideally, I should meet them. Because if I don't meet those expectations, the employer is paying me to meet those expectations. It will not be a good situation. Chances are separation, some form of separation will happen. So I'll look at it as an employee, if you did your homework well and you've walked in, I don't see whether you have much of a choice, to be fair, because I'm paying you to do the job. So that you've walked in, my expectation is the employer is expected to do the job. Now, what is the role of the employer in this whole conversation? I believe the role of the employer is, if they've done their part in empowering you, now the employer shouldn't fall short again in empowering you to do your job, just so that you have given me what I need, you've given me my tools of work, and I have given it my best. And the goals and the expectations are clear. So in such a situation, we will potentially not have any issues. But in a situation whereby, as an employee, I walked in with over ambitious expectations, you know, and as an employer, I'm not doing a very good job in empowering you to do your job. Now, that's a scenario where I see we will lack a balance. But it all goes back to being on the same page, in terms of what is expected, you know. And not only being on the same page, but just coming back and always doing a check, you know, those weekly check-ins, bi-weekly check-ins on, are we on track? Because a month from then you'll be able to know whether you've fallen short.
Yes, you're right. And I've seen especially the young generations that we have. The expectations.
The millennials.
Yes, and you find when someone comes in now, they are here, but within a month, the expectations are going up. After some time again, the expectations are going up.
Higher.
As an employer, I start seeing like, this person is diverting. This is not the person I saw. the time they interview. This is not the person we interacted with. This is not the person we sat down and agreed.
Yeah.
So how do I balance this as an employer? Because I'm in a fix here. This person has expectations, has so many things they're expecting from me. I cannot meet all of them. All of a sudden, they don't even wait for the 3 months, you know.
So now, the millennials are a whole new conversation in our world of HR, because actually I believe all of us are just trying to understand what the millennials want, how to handle them, you know, what to pay them, because you know it's a very it's new waters that we're all still navigating. But how I look at it is, what millennials want is they want to be listened to. But then there's also the challenge, like you've said, there's some form of lack of patience, you know, like we want it and we want it now, today. And the world as it is, things are moving really fast. So I believe the employer has a very big role to adjust to millennials and millennials' expectations. You'll hear a millennial asking you, okay, so now you're paying me this amount and I'm supposed to do this. In addition to the money, what do I get in return? You know, conversations like, why should you pay medical for me? You can as well give me that money. I won't always fall sick. You know, millennials are, it's a whole new conversation, and I've seen organizations dealing with it differently. So that's something I believe as an employer, you should just try to figure out what your millennials are asking for and how you can navigate through it, because we need them, you know, like they're the ones who are now getting into the workforce, so we need them. And so I honestly believe it's on the employer to adjust and see to what extent can we accommodate them, beyond which we may not really do anything much. So millennials, actually, that to me, I'll handle it as a completely different conversation, you know. It's quite interesting, the dynamics that I'm playing. It's
bringing a lot of dynamics in the workplace. Because someone comes in and within no time, they're expecting things to move very fast.
A promotion in 3 months, you know.
And we had to see what you can be able to do, what you can be able to deliver. So it is very, very important. And what we are talking here, what we are saying is that we need to have both parties understanding each other. So that as I come in to work for you, I already know what is expected of me. And I make sure as an employer that this is well communicated to the employee who is coming in. So that they can work together. And some expectations may not always be at par. But we should always discuss and see what is best for us, what can work for us, have conversations. When it comes to employees, and sometimes the expectations are not really very possible. Can you consult, can you interact, can you discuss, so that we can work together and have a good and great working relationship. So thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you for having me.
It was great interacting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching us today. And we believe that we are going to be great employers, we are going to be great employees, we are going to understand each other, we are going to work together. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. It has been great being with you. See you next week.